of the Grand Finals. We are going to crown a new champion today, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be SF5 up against the Bangkok Titans. SF5 will be playing on the blue side, and you have BKT playing on the red side. We've got the first two bans coming out underway. We were talking about it earlier. Zed, Rek'Sai being banned out. The Nunu being banned out. One of the target bans I mentioned in the highlight review. 777X extremely proficient on that champion. BKT here might be looking for that, the Maokai or even Sejuani bans coming out against SF5 as well. Maybe even the Ahri in the mid lane. Optimus played an extremely mean Ahri game.
Yeah, that's right. And the Nunu was something that we were sort of discussing about in the pre-game segment itself. But you got to consider the fact that, in the games that SF5 played, they showed sort of 3 different strategies. Whereas for Bangkok Titans themselves, they only, ran with one particular strategy.
They ran Nunu and Cassiopeia twice. That's why it's been banned out by SF5 here.
Yeah.
And BKT, we will have to see what they come up with their last ban. Will it be the Sejuani on the red side ban? If they do not ban out the Sejuani, this leaves certain picks open for SF5. SF could easily take the Hecarim as the first pick. That's not been banned out as well. They also have the Maokai that's available. I wouldn't be surprised to see Zac here or Hecarim being picked up by SF5.
Will they pull a book out of their recent competitors' playbook here? And it looks like that's going to be the case because that Zac is just insta-locked for Saigon Fantastic 5.
Zac is extremely strong in the current meta right now just because he scales so well on health, and it's a really good pick for SF5. I think Jinky can do well on that champion.
Yeah, we'll see. The thing is, we say that it's probably going to go into the jungle, but it could possibly go into the top lane as well. You do remember the times when Zac was hot in the meta?
I do remember.
Yeah, he was played mostly in the top lane.
He was an extremely tanky, squishy champion, if you know what I'm trying to say here.
Oh, alright.
That's right, you got the Bangkok Titans here locking in the Jarvan. G4 played a pretty interesting Jarvan in the previous game. Goes for that glass cannon Jarvan build with the Ravenous Hydra. Even got an early first blood and a few kills just to kind of snowball it. Warlock with the Maokai lock-in, no surprise there. Saigon Fantastic 5 here, have Hecarim open right now. I do expect to pick that one up and possibly the AD carry. Maybe even steal the Janna or Lulu away from Balin now that we know the jungler. Now that we know the top laner and possibly even the jungle or mid lane, this Jarvan pick still could go to 777X.
Yeah, but they might have other things up their sleeves here. And I always feel like game number 1 of a best of 5 series really sets the tone for the entire setup itself. Because if you think about it, what both teams would most likely try to do is to scout out information from your opponents and of course bring your strongest game to the table here. And if you say, okay, this is our usual game plan, we're going to try to go with it, and if it doesn't work out, then we'll try to adapt to it by the various methods. And if you look at the pick and ban itself, Saigon Fantastic 5 have definitely watched the game, done their research, and they say, you know what, we're not going to deal with any of that Nunu and Cassiopeia nonsense, we're just going to take it off the equation, and then we're going to run with our own style. So they will take the Rumble. Azizi played a really mean Rumble in Game 4 yesterday against Zotac 269, so he's going to try to replicate the result and very importantly denying away that Janna for Valen.
I'm quite surprised that he didn't go with the Hecarim pick here because Maokai is just such a sustained beast in the top lane and Rumble just accelerates that even further with his danger zone, his heating abilities. Maokai here will be able to kind of heal off every time Rumble tries to farm up. And Maokai's just going to keep sustaining in the top. Makes me wonder if SF5 will be looking for a lane swap. Rumble can kind of do alright in a lane swap situation. He has Electro Harpoons to farm from range, has a Flame Spitter to kind of deal damage to all those minions. Bangkok Titans here, no surprise that Lloyd locks in the Graves pick here. Quite interesting to see the Nautilus coming out from BKT. They still had the Lulu available for Valen here. They might be going for a very interesting hard initiation comp with the Maokai, with the Jarvan, with the Nautilus, and G4 here might be even playing one of his quote-unquote assassins here, maybe even a LeBlanc coming in for the BKT team.
Yeah, we'll wait for Optimus to lock in his choice for the mid lane.
It's gonna be Silver Ahri. I mean, here if you take a look at this team comp, long range initiation from both Rumble and Zac. You've got the speed up from Silver and Janna, and then you have Ahri that can make picks from the flanks, from the sides, assassinate a target instantly, come at you at extremely awkward angles, come at you fast and furious, whipped on the HUD with the Righteous Glory. Oh, really surprising here. G4, I thought he might kind of go in with the LeBlanc, goes to the Diana instead. Again, one of those hard initiations, assassin kind of team.
I'll listen to you ramble about this one because I know that Diana and you have a
special relationship with Diana. I mean, she is the moon goddess of the Lunari tribe. I mean, I am a wolf. I mean, it kind of comes hand in hand with that. I'm part of the lore here. I'm trying to make myself part of the lore.
You're part of the League of Legends
lore. Yeah, part of League of Legends lore. But anyway, we will be, just doing a bunch of stuff, of course, and going into... oh, that's a really abrupt cut, to be honest. I really wanted to talk a lot more about Diana, but we will be going for a really quick video showing one of the teams here. Oh, we're not. Okay, we're gonna take a look at a quick lineup rundown here. Yeah, that's right. Really cool stuff.
Yeah, and by the way, I've noticed since yesterday that the arena itself is really packed, really crowded. It goes to show how big esports and of course League of Legends is in Vietnam. So very interesting stuff, and we have you can call it the home crowd for SF5.
Oh yeah,
rooting for them, of course, and then BKT as well. I'm sure they have their fair share of fans there, but definitely playing in a foreign country, they're kind of like the away team for this particular grand finals over here. So a lot more things to try to prove from their side, but I think they do have what it takes to go all the way and perhaps grab the grand championship for themselves. And what a Cinderella story it would be from one of the teams that had the worst performances in the early induction into the GPL up to this stage where they are finally proving themselves in the grand final.
Yeah, it took them, let's see, 8 splits to get to this stage.
Yeah, man.
Thereabout, and I have to say that their run so far in the GPL has been extremely impressive. We take a look at the 2 team comps. I kind of summarized it really quickly. Long initiation with Rumble, Zac. Quick initiation with the Sivir and the Ahri. On the other side for BKT, it's just hard-hitting champions. Jarvan I expect to build tanky. 7X very proficient on their champion, one of the few junglers that you can play very to a degree, quite well I have to say. Lloyd comfortable on the Graves, and then G4 here just has a repertoire of champions, and going with that Diana, really interesting. I want to see how kind of Diana plays into the meta.
Yeah, and of course for our viewers who are watching at home, I do hope that you have locked in your choices for the wager and win contest. I do remember that it's going to be that Warden Sivir as well as plenty of Garena shells for you to try to win. And now it's down to Saigon Fantastic 5 as well as Bangkok Titans. I hope you're back at home, hanging on to your seats. And if you voted for one of these 2 guys, this is definitely going to be a treat for you all.
Yeah, and whoever voted for 269 and IGL, I like your perseverance, but they are not in the grand final, so should have picked one of the winning teams.
Well, it's sometimes a little bit hard to tell.
It is.
Zotac269 gave a big run to SF5 as well. We all thought that, at outside we might see that, that Cinderella story till 4269 come into life, but fortunately it wasn't quite the case. As right now we do have a very early brawl happen down the bottom lane. Minus and Uzi taking a bit of return damage from both Valen as well as Lloyd, definitely showing their prowess in the bottom lane itself. And this Diana versus Ahri mid lane, I think I'll have my eyes sealed on this one. It will be a pretty interesting mix to say the least.
Yeah, Ahri actually has a lot of aggression in the early game. Diana will expose herself to those charms. Warlock and Azizi again. Warlock here should have a pretty fun time in this lane. The level 2 coming out right now. The heal has been popped as well.
That's right, Lloyd. Quite low though. Is he going to get blown up by the Howling Gale? Not quite. And Velen just being this huge tank, soaking up a lot of damage for his AD carry. And I think that's one of the reasons why Nautilus support has seen so much light in recent competitive play.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, if you take a look at this lane, Lloyd as well as Valen here have an exceptional level 2. And they really used it. They pushed the lane, they got the level 2 first and try to burn multiple summoner spells. Only the heal got taken away. Valen trades that one for the exhaust. We will have to see if any jungler pressure will be coming. Zac is in the bottom half of the map here.
That's why Warlock receiving some damage from Azizi, of course. We all see how that one usually plays out. Rumble
Jiggy's coming in.
Just play around, and Lloyd getting knocked up into the air, getting exhausted down as well, missing the slow from Zac, but there's still a lot of damage. That's going to be first blood going over to Jinky, and now Valen finds himself on the other side of the map, but up in the top lane, we do see the counter gang come around. 7X is going to be able to take out Azizi together with Warlock here. So 1-to-1 apiece on the both extreme ends of the map.
Yeah, interesting skill level there or the level up there from Jinky here. Going with the elastic, not going the elastic slingshot, but instead having to flash there, uses the unstable matter as well as the Q damage there, which actually missed. Goes to the auto attack instead to seal the deal. Azizi actually got caught out completely on the aggression. He was actually overheating when he was trying to push Warlock out of that lane, and this left his backside exposed to 7X, giving that kill towards him as well. First blood, however, did go to SF5, so that is a little bit of bonus gold. Jinky coming in the sync shot.
Oh, that's right. Last extinction shot coming around as well. We do see the slow. The charm missing on Optimus. G4 getting chunked down quite low over that exchange, but luckily for him, still managing to stay alive. Does not have to pop the flash as well. And interesting to take note, there is that double teleport on both G4 and Warlock.
They will be going for this split push Diana strategy later on, or at least that's an option. In addition to that here, home guard Diana can really dive on your squishies very, very quickly. And right now, Minus here can be easily blown up the moment G4 gets a few items.
Yeah, that's right. So gotta watch out for those map movements right here. We do see double 7X moving towards the top side of the map. I think Warlock is already on it. And we do see, here we go now, flag and drag down onto Zizi. He is overheated, way too far out of the range of the turret to stay alive. So double 7X once again capitalizing on the over positioning of Azizi.
Yeah, good lane management by Warlock forces the Azizi to actually put himself in a very dangerous position, blowing the flash from the very first kill and the first blood. Actually, G4 here in a lot of trouble.
That's right, hitting the charm here. Optimus still taking quite a lot of aggro from the minion wave there, but he's going to back off for now. No mana to actually follow up off of that charm. So, bit of a misplay there from Optimus, but at least he sets the tone for the lane. We might see G4 just go back now, and indeed he does. We'll see what's going to be the first pickup for him. We'll go for the next, the second Doran's Ring as well as the Finnish Codex.
Yeah, Warlock doing an exceptional job of lane management. The wave is going to reset right now, and this is going to force Azizi in a very dangerous position again. I wouldn't be surprised if 7X decides to visit the top lane once again to grab another kill.
Yeah, that's right. 7X, one of the junglers that has really seen so much improvement since the start of the split. Used to, you know, kind of has his wonky moments, but this time around has been showing nothing more than spectacular performances.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think the idea here is that 7X, we all understand he's not the most mechanically proficient jungler. G4 here actually doing a little bit of counter jungling of his own. But 7X has been one of the pillars of the team, or the mastermind behind BKT's success, I would have to say. Very solid player, good overall shot caller, does a good job of leading his team. Let's see which other area he'll decide to focus on. G4 having a little bit of a hard time. Let's see if he decides to go there now.
Yep, and we do have a Jinky now. Yep, that's right, Jinky just camping around at the bottom side. Now 7X beating up with Optimus once again, forcing the Spirit Rush to come around. Very nice charm to negate the knockout from 7X, and he's turning things around. Will he get the kill? Yes, he does. 7X falls. Will G4 follow through? Not quite the case here. So, jungler attempt botched now from Bangkok Titans.
Yeah, what I liked about that game was the angle in which 7X approached it. Very good stuff. Forced the Spirit Rush to come out of Ahri, but he continued chasing, went on the offensive when G4 had no reason or wasn't even in position to actually follow up. Now G4 is going to have a hard time, has to face off against both Jinky as well as Optimus. This is not going to be easy. He will have some wave clear potential with his passive as well, and that should be able to stave off the wave a little bit here. 7X making a slight mistake, but I think that, he can still come back from this one. And in the meantime, Warlock as well as Azizi, just a lot of good stuff happening for Warlock in the top lane. 15 CS lead for him right now.
Yeah, not to mention in the mid lane as well, G4 is just snapping that, feed into the acceleration pedal, 20 CS lead over Optimus. So even though he got that kill off of 7X, it's not going to matter too much. Azizi just going to pop that equalizer to clear out the minion waves here before backing off Warlock, recognizing that, throws that sapling down to buy some time and to disrupt that recall over here. Meanwhile, down the bottom lane, Valen looking for an angle with that dredge line, but I don't quite think he wants to go in for that one quite yet.
I'm going to keep my eye as well on this level 6 mark. Sorry to interrupt you there. Really important, especially for 7X and Valen. It's going to be an instant kill lane in the bottom. The moment 6 happens, hit that before Uzi actually hits 6, and it's the perfect timing for 7X to get in.
Yeah, that's right. And Minus as well as Uzi just making full use of the creep management here, just clearing out the waves, getting every single chunk of gold that they can get. And Valen as well as Lloyd. Oh, we're going to see Minus get caught out a little bit on the hunt being popped as well. And now Valen is going to knock him up into the air, has to flash away. Minus is going to stay alive for now, but pretty close moment for him right there.
Yeah, look at what happened there. I told you, if 7X was in that area, instant kill lane. The amount of damage that Lloyd and Valen can put in as a duo lane just can't stop. You can't spell shield the root coming out from Nautilus.
Yeah, that's right. Very, very dangerous moment for the SF5 bottom lane duo here. Forced to back off for now, and we'll see Jinky actually pop around by the side, and now Warlock as well as Azizi going at it once again, and this Rumble and Maokai lane really just playing out by itself now after that 2 kills that you know, Warlock as well as 77X got for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, you have to see how Optimus actually plays this one. It's going to be really interesting. Oh my goodness, in the top lane though.
That's right, Equalizer not having any use at all. 77X just pops him down like a peanut over here as Optimus as well as Uzi. Saigon Fantastic 5 going to make the best out of the situation. They are going to rotate towards the dragon and grab it for themselves, but at the expense of the life of ZZ, of course.
Yeah, do you actually pop a peanut though, Chris? I'm not entirely sure about that.
You crack the shells open.
And then you pop it in your mouth?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that. SF5
I was actually trying to say, you know, like a walnut or something, but it just kind of slipped past my mind, and the first thing that came into my mind was like peanut. It's like, okay, fine, let's just roll with that.
I know how to get you later on as a snack. I'll get you a packet of peanuts.
Maybe it's because the fact that I'm slightly famished as well. So I'm starting to think of this food and allergies.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Anyway, coming back into this one, we did see Saigon Fantastic 5 pick up that very early dragon for themselves, but BKT very happy with the lead here. And down the bottom lane, what a duel! Lloyd just went ham on that one, not having a concern about the minion aggro at all, and having the heal, of course, definitely helping in that one. 1v1 straight up duel, and now in the mid lane, Valen is in a lot of trouble right here. Optimus is going to come in
goodness,
with the Spirit Rush, but the Lunar Rush as well. Both rushes come into play. Flash coming in from Optimus is going to secure the kill on his mid lane counterpart.
Yeah, that was such a clutch monsoon there coming from Uzi. Optimus just nearly died there. You could see the SF5 were not expecting G4. Was not expecting G4 to jump in right there. Optimus got down to about 100 HP before Uzi was like, oh my god, I can press R right now. Let's press R. He did it, saved his mid laner's life. G4 had really that tenacity to jump on in, failed to calculate and remember and respect the Janna knockback. And there you go, that was just G4 a little too greedy there. Valen survived though in that fight.
Yeah, that's right. So at least, you know, he's going to be able to walk back and start getting some vision for himself. Both of the support players already have the Sightstone in place, but we do see Uzi with the much earlier boots of mobility to sort of roam the map and make bigger plays around the mid lane as well as the top lane.
Yeah, 77X actually opting for the Warrior's Enchantment, going for a little bit of a double roam here with Valen as well as himself, looking to catch out Jinky somewhere in the bottom lane. It's going to be a 3-man gank. Jinky now jumping in with the slingshot.
Yeah, gotta watch out for on the back end though, 77X as well as Valen looking to collapse.
Uzi.
We might see SF5 in an awkward position. Uzi now just fights himself, sandwiched between both of them, but he manages to get out alive. Here comes the depth charge, not enough damage to follow off Uzi though. What a play coming through from the support player of SF5.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that could have been timed a lot better there. I feel that, you know, wrapping that around, Lloyd just chasing onto Uzi, baiting them into a very dangerous position. Then you follow up with a counter gank with 77X as well as Valen. That would have worked a lot better. Exhaust was up as well for Valen. They underestimated the amount of damage they could do. 77X even had a Cataclysm at that time.
Oh, Jinky's gonna jump in and quick fingers from Lloyd, gonna quick draw out of that one.
Yeah.
Not gonna face off against the unstable Jello monster himself.
Yeah, if you even take a look at the items right now, clear advantage in the top lane here. 0-3 and 0 is Azizi. That's not a good scoreline. Warlock already completed a lot of ages and now really dangerous stuff. Let's bounce.
Right, let's bounce now. Valen just finds himself in the middle of it all, but they are gonna continue to fight now. Double teleport coming through from BKT.
Everyone wants to get a party.
That's right. This is the power of the double teleport that I think you were talking about earlier. Definitely paying off for these guys. You know, Valen says, oh, come on, guys, you know, there's 3 members here, let's go get them, and that was exactly what BKT did, and I think they will be rewarded with a turret for themselves as well.
Yeah, in addition to that, Azizi, despite having teleport, does not have any items. Double Amp Tomb and the Ruby Crystal is not going to do anything at all. 77X is guarding that flank in the mid lane, and Azizi just can't push at all right now.
Yeah, that's right. We'll see BKT peel off of that bottom turret for now. Quite happy with their progression. Sitting at about 4,000 goal lead up against SF5 at the 14-minute mark, so I would say pretty substantial lead for these guys.
Interesting item choices coming up from Optimus as well. Opts for the Morello Nomicon. We will see the Nationals 2 get completed by G4 the moment he actually goes back here as well. And then you have that bot lane slight advantage going over to Lloyd. He's 2 kills up against his counterpart. Almost done with that Infinity Edge already.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm just looking forward to some of the sneaky, teleport gangs that might come through from G4. That was quite an obvious one, with Valen getting caught out of position, but just great opportunity for both Warlock and G4 to join the party down the bomb lane. But I'm looking forward to some of the flanks that might come in, the wards at the back end, and then teleporting in, using the Lunar Rush to get into range and pulling everyone in as well.
Absolutely. When the map is opened up, if BKT can get some deep wards and force, bad decisions to come from SF5, knowing that they have teleport up, they will always have backup coming right around the corner in the form of Warlock, who is a gigantic CC bot that soaks up a lot of damage and can deal a lot of damage with the Rod of Ages, with its percentage health damage. Or you have G4, that master assassin, under the moonlight, coming on in with the Lunar Rush, with the Crescent Sweep, and just destroying you with her passive and the attack speed that she has right now on the Nationals too.
Yeah, and you do realize that Warlock is going for the Rod of Ages build. Nowadays, we do see a lot of Maokai players actually going in for that very early Righteous Glory, but not opting for that this time around. Gonna try to match up to the scaling that might take place for Zac, and Chinky jumping in to get a snatch down onto 777X, but I believe it still went over to BKT for that one. 777X got to back out of there, knowing that SF5 is, all the members of SF5 are right around the corner.
Actually, Jinky did manage to get the Skull Crab on that one, that's right.
Okay.
However, though, I want to talk about itemization now.
Okay.
Warlock here going for the Rod of Ages is very obvious because he's the one that won the lane. He got the double gank coming out from 777X, goes for that one. 777X though, Warrior's Enchantment has been nerfed in the 5.5 patch, and later on, Cinderhawk has been buffed quite a lot. I would rather see him go for that, full tank Jarvan, and it's just, there's not enough damage on the side of SF5 to instantly deal with them. Imagine dealing with 3 tanks going in your face with G4 and Lloyd just constantly hitting you somewhere.
Okay, we gotta be careful for this one. 777X used his might.
Slingshot coming in.
And we do see the slingshot.
Bounce.
Let's bounce now. Jinky's gonna focus down onto Lloyd. Valen right at the frontal to kill for his AD carry. Huge equalizer coming down from Azizi. Not quite on point though. And now here comes Optimus on the back end here. I think both teams here not gonna continue on to the chase for the fight. Let's look at where's G4 right now.
G4 just joined the fight. That was actually a 5v4 that was happening in SF5's favor. G4 now healthy, coming on in from behind here. He was actually pushing the bottom lane, and they still want to pressure Dragon now. And it does seem like SF5 might be making a call for mid lane now.
That's right. BKT does have the Cataclysm from 777X though, so that's something that we have to watch out for. And once again,
turret is go down.
That's right. BKT with the wave management is actually gonna force SF5 to move into the mid lane right now.
They're gonna exit towards the left here. Can they get the second turret though? So down to about 1/3 HP. SF5 making the call, trading Dragon for the turret and getting out safely. Now, can they protect their own mid lane turret? Actually, 777X as well as BKT looking for the chase here.
Yeah, just making sure that SF5 has to take the long route to come back into this first tier turret right here. Remember, the ultimates are down. Most of the ultimates are still down on both teams here. No equalizer, no let's bounce. Nothing that can reliably start the fight off and keep the members in place here.
777X has Cataclysm still available.
That is the only difference that BKT has, or rather the only edge that BKT has up over SF5. So I think they'll be a bit more cautious off of that one, and they'll choose to back off.
And I'm not going to dive the turret just yet, especially not with a Jarvan that builds Warrior Enchantment into Hexdrinker. 777X just not the tankiest of champions right now, but going up against Warlock and Valen, that's just going to be 2 really beefy tank frontliners that you will have to deal with sooner or later in the game. And if you take a look at the damage output that's coming out from SF5 here, it's going to be from Optimus, it's going to be from Minus, it's going to be from Azizi. However, they are being strangleholded. There's been a stranglehold in terms of items now. Azizi just completing the Haunting Guys will be looking to possibly get a Void Staff or maybe a Abyssal Scepter into the Liandry's Torment just to burn away at some of the health from these mega tanks.
Yeah, I'm also slightly concerned about Azizi and the way he's using his equalizer. So far, hasn't been impressive in this particular game. So I think we can safely say that his Rumble play has been pretty hit or miss throughout the entire both days. And the one good thing about Rumble as a champion is that even if you're behind, you can still pose a threat with the equalizer because it can reach the backline so effectively. So he's gonna be really careful with his positioning right here and how he plays the equalizer. The one down the Dragon Pit just doesn't quite cut it.
Yeah, so far the fight, or the one fight that we've seen, is at the Dragon area. It was a 4v5, and BKT knew when they wanted to disengage here. It was a really good timing for them to disengage. They knew that they couldn't fight. They knew that G4 wasn't there. They backed off and forced SF5 to make that turret trade. BKT still up 1 turret, still up 3,000 gold here. They are able to convert it into items. Infinity Edge complete onto both the AD carries on both sides. And right now SF5 playing the map very well, completely out-rotating BKT. Can BKT come back for the defense? G4 has a giant wave play here with the Crescent Slash.
Ooh. Yeah, up by about 30 CS against his opponent counterpart as well. But my question to you is because we kind of have a bit of downtime, right? And both teams are a bit more cautious with their mid-game play. My question to you is, if this eventually goes into the late game, which team composition has the better edge?
I think if 777X starts building a little bit more tanky, I feel that BKT here has much more solid threats and a lot more sustained damage throughout the fight. G4 is actually... Oh my god, G4 getting caught out though.
Yeah, he's gonna get caught out. He's gonna try to go for Optimus. Oh, and a huge Monsoon coming through here. The charm lands as well, but G4 gets the kill onto Optimus before going down. Uzi, the shield wasn't quite enough to save his mid laner right there.
Yeah, that's right. So this is one of the good things about Diana. She has that shield. Azizi and Warlock though, coming on in. Good flash coming in.
That's right, good flash, but the Cataclysm, you're not gonna run anywhere, my friend. That's Warlock seals the deal now. Minus is going to come back around on the side here. Valen is going to join the fight as well. Everyone from BKT just collapsing towards the top lane here. And we are looking at Jinky as well. He's just hiding at the side, perhaps looking for the elastic slingshot. But he's going to get spotted out by Valen right there. BKT is going to punish the position of SF5 by taking away the blue buff.
And that's not a roller coaster ride that I really want to take here. Just because it's 4 members. Lloyd just outputs so much damage right now. And oh god. 777X here, nearly getting caught out by the elastic slingshot. They're still trying to go on in. The Rift Spirit will
threading on Tin Eyes is 777X here. As BKT now are the ones with the positional play here, going for the mid lane turret.
Jinky taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's right, moving into the mid lane though. So BKT will not be able to secure the turret for themselves, but just putting a lot of pressure down onto SF5. They know that they are the ones with a slight lead here, but they're just pushing every single moment that they can.
Teleport out, split push threat gonna come out from G4. Might be even looking for Optimus here. Finds him blind in that bush as well.
Yeah, very good Sixth Sense. The pro player's Sixth Sense, I think that was Optimus.
G4 here looking to get an assassination. We saw 2v1 Optimus and Uzi fighting up against G4 alone. G4 still managed to get a kill first onto Optimus before going down himself to those minions.
Well, let's just say off of this game, we can confirm now Luna Rush is better than Spirit Rush.
Not entirely sure about that.
Yeah, like you mentioned 2v1 and he still managed to take him down.
I don't know. G4 just very fed now at the moment. We might see coming out from Optimus as well here. He does have Aether Whips as well as the needlessly large rod, so we've got that.
Yeah, and BKT still hanging on to a 3,000 odd goal lead here with a turn advantage as well. And Dragon is going to come back around with about 20 seconds more to go. SF5 does have a much better vision control around that area, so that might be something to look forward to. BKT might be planning something sneaky over here. We do see G4 sweeping out that brush area over there, but SF5 is still quite far away from that one though, so that's something that we probably have to watch out for. Jinky does have his elastic slingshot to try to charge into the fight here. Lloyd as well as Valen.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that might be trouble over here. On the hunt, getting popped as well on the back end. Depth charge is going to knock Optimus up into the air. Jinky picks up the first kill onto Valen, and right now the focus is on Optimus. G4 brings him down, and Jinky just at the front of it all. Equalizes coming out huge over that one. Minus is going to be the next target here. Lloyd just quick draws into the face right there, and Jinky is going to be the next target over here. Going to get split up into those little bloblets over here. Azizi looking to rescue his teammate here, but not quite enough, as it is going to be a double kill for 777X. Uzi has to flash away from the terrain over there, making it a 4-for-2 exchange.
Yeah, the response here from BKT, super instantaneous. SF5 were looking for the pick onto both Valen as well as one other member on the side of the Bangkok Titans, but immediately you saw the double teleports coming in. Both G4 and Warlock have their teleports on the exact same cooldown, and 77X coming in from the flank as well. So they shot the duo lane here, tried to bait that dragon play. However, BKT wanted to have none of it. They wanted to play the mid lane and the top lane push, and instantly they responded to that on the hunt and the slingshot. SF5 just does not have enough damage to even take down Lloyd and Valen right now.
That shot calling from BKT was just so good to watch. If you notice, like you mentioned, BKT using both the teleport at the same time, and it all goes back to the chemistry between these guys, and BKT definitely showing their worth right now. And if you look at the positioning and at how BKT actually approached the fight, they collapsed in from multiple angles. So they pretty much just sandwiched SF5, even though at the start it did look like SF5 was the one that collapsed down to BKT. But that response right there, just so timely for BKT to take advantage of.
I'm really surprised here that the Bangkok Titans have improved their team fight capability so much. A team fight composition. Warlock's going to get caught out here though.
Yeah, we'll see if he manages to survive this one. The Warlock still soaking up a lot of damage off of that Venge.
My question is, was Warlock the one getting caught out, or was the SF5 getting reeled in here?
The bait calls, right?
Oh, there we go, the Elastic Slingshot coming in right now.
There we go, Jinky's gonna take a huge chunk of damage, gonna get pulled in. Equalizer coming through once again, but 77X is gonna lock everyone in with the Cataclysm. Azizi is gonna be the next target to fall, and even though we did see 77X fall, but he did his job. He locked everyone in with the Cataclysm, and he's gonna die down a very happy man.
Yeah, that was actually a 4v5 as well. If you notice, G4 is nowhere in the vicinity at all, and that was just all the damage coming out from Lloyd. And this split push threat, the only answer to SF5 here is to try to fight a team that is one member down but still lose.
Yeah, that's right. And once again, it all boils down to the equalizer position that Azizi has. A bit too trigger happy off of that one, I feel. Didn't quite maximize the area of that, and as a result, we do see BKT time and time again just capitalizing off of this little mechanical mistake.
So here's what's going to work for SF5. Jinky needs to get the Elastic Slingshot in pinpoint and use the Let's Bounce on top of Azizi's ultimate. And then the repositioning from Optimus, Minus, and Uzi can then be used to kind of just get him. Oh, Azizi.
Oh, here we go now. Crescent Slash overheat on Azizi as well. Oh my goodness, this is such an awkward moment for him. He has to blow both his summers. Will G4 eventually get him? No, the Crescent Slash doesn't land, and G4 not gonna get the kill off of that. Jinky now is gonna chase down towards G4. Will he be able to survive this one?
G4 can turn this around onto Jinky.
He can turn this around. A lot of burst damage, and here comes the Cavalry. Minus on the back end. No! No kill now for G4. Jinky survives with one slither of HP.
Yeah, that's right. He duels 3 members of Team SF5 and brings down 2 of them near to the brink of death here. G4 just really knows how to weave and duck in and out with Diana. Oh my goodness, 77X, hello!
Whoa.
There was no business for you to be there.
Oh wow, and now the Cataclysm.
Yeah.
Slapped to the face, and Optimus flashing off the Cataclysm and
tries to get the charm onto Valen as well, but
yeah.
SF5 here just playing with reckless abandon now. Nearly going down to G4, 2 members actually going down to G4, very much nearly. And 77X just making horrendous jungling mistakes right now, especially in your opponent's jungle. No wards within the area, still tries to go in to take away the rip buff.
Well, I think it's safe to say that it's high time that BKT show some respect to SF5 right now. That was pretty reckless from these guys, and of course, you know, they had a pretty good run with the team fights and stuff like that, but you cannot make, you know, mistakes like that. All this little mistakes is going to add up, and we have seen SF5, they are a team who is much more capable than most of the other teams in GPL when it comes to comeback mechanics. They are the ones who will punish your mistakes when you make them.
Yeah, they actually have a lot of hardiness to them. They understand that no matter how far they're behind, if they win that one team fight in the late game, they can close it out. And SF5 here have a team comp that will be able to do that. They have disengage potential, they have very good long-range initiation. However, they're just not hitting their marks. If SF5 can hit their marks, take down both Lloyd and G4, Warlock, 77X, and Valen here will not be able to output enough damage. They just will not be able to output enough damage to match what SF5 can actually do. Yes, they're extremely tanky, but with the slingshot as well as the equalizer, you can easily ignore the tanky frontliners.
Alright, BKT setting up for the Baron play over here, and I think you were the one mentioning in that series against ISG Legends. They took every single Baron before 25 minutes. Not quite that timing now against SF5.
They can't do it with this comp. They don't have the Nunu, they don't have the Cassiopeia, but still, BKT here has superb objective control, or at least they've shown that they can play the objective game in the series against ISG Legends.
Alright, we might see Warlock in a bit of trouble here. Jinky is going to jump onto him. But where's the fallout from Azizi? He's like, bro, I'm going back. I'm going to go to base and shop. Why don't we just back off for now? And Jinky's going to disengage off of that fight. G4!
Seriously, this trick is not going to work time and time again. They know your tricks. Teleport is up, so this is a good position for G4 to be in. She becomes a real split push monster the moment she gets the Zhonya's Hourglass here. G4, once he completes that one, it's just going to be reset on the rotation, get the Crescent Sweep once again, reset on the Lunar Rush once more as well.
Yeah, and you know, it's almost, you know, G4 just sending a loud and resounding message to SF5. Say, you know what, you guys can ban out my set. I'm just going to do the same with another Assassin type champion, and Diana just fits the bill so well. And he's just going to be this split pushing menace that BKT, or rather SF5 needs to deal with right now. And here we go now, coming in from G4, not interrupted by Optimus as well. And BKT looking a bit lost, maybe? They weren't sure where Optimus was. Yeah. And Optimus didn't show himself, so the moment that happened with the teleport, it was just kind of a little bit of decisive play calling here. BKT said they wanted to go for Baron, let's do this. But then they kind of lose control of it, and right now SF5 have position onto Dragon. Yeah, that might be a mistake for BKT over there to, in fact, tunnel so deep into their Baron play, and they don't have the damage, right? Yeah, that's right. SF5 is gonna take out the second Dragon for themselves, so 2 Dragons apiece for these guys at the 31-minute mark. BKT still hanging on to a small lead of about 5,000 gold or so at this 30-minute mark. Not too big of a differential for SF5 to work with. Yeah, we will have to see. I mean, overall Warlock now on Maokai is extremely tanky. In addition to that, he can turn everyone into sort of a pseudo tank by absorbing 20 to 30% of the damage that's being dealt in his Vengeful Maelstrom. Yeah, that's right. And as the game progresses, we can only expect Jinky to get tankier and tankier, and even more difficult for BKT to deal with. It will reach a stage where Lloyd's going to find it very difficult for him to burst someone down. I think that's the reason why he opted to go for the Phantom Dancer instead of the traditional, Youmuu's Ghostblade that we see a lot of Graves choose to pick up for themselves. Okay, Azizi right now can become a threat. He needs to pick up his Zhonya's Hourglass though, because he's just extremely squishy at this moment. And if you die, despite having these 2 items, the Void Staff as well as the Liandry's Torment, you're not going to output enough damage. You're just not. And with G4 here, having the Zhonya's Hourglass on his side, he becomes a real split push threat. You need to send, I don't know, maybe Optimus to see if you can deal with him one-on-one, or 2 members to stop this split push. Yeah, we'll see if that's going to be the case. Azizi now sent for defensive duties against G4, and G4 might just dive this. Yeah, he might just dive this as Azizi going to use the Flame Spitter to, in fact, try to clear out the ways. Optimus is heading down towards the bottom lane as well, so G4 might just have to watch for his own position. They are pinging it out. Warlock up in the top lane as well. A 1-3-1 split push coming into play here, and Optimus is going to come around. Equalizer is going to come down as well. Here comes the TP. Optimus is going to get away from there. No way he wants to try to fight this one. And here comes the Lunar Rush. They're going to try to bring him down, and huge Monsoon coming into place onto Optimus. G4 going to land the final Crescent Slash, and Minus now on the back end here gets the shutdown. Let's bounce down from Jinky. So much disruption on SF5's end, and now Double 7X on the back end here. Where's the Cataclysm from Double 7X? Here we go now into the area, but that's too close to the turret. SF5 might just take this one off, and BKT will disengage for now. Yeah, that was actually a very big mistake there by G4 and Double 7X. They could have lined up their cooldowns a little bit better. Double 7X is rather tanky now at this moment with the Aegis as well as the Warmock's armor. However, that could have been the Cataclysm coming down instantly, trapping Minus within the area. I think Double 7X really wanted to burn that flash first off. However, that put him in a very precarious position. G4 was unable to follow up with the
a Pale Moon Cascade as well, and that was just not easy stuff. He was so late to the party the moment the Lunar Rush actually happened. He did not have his shield up, couldn't get the Dancing Orbs to deal enough damage as well. Overall, SF5 managed to stifle off BKT with that fight. Really good play calling coming out of BKT, daring SF5 to fight them right there and then.
Yeah, and you know, the Cataclysm from 77X was pretty bad. He even had to flash out of there because he was taking the turret aggro there. So I really have to respect SF5's calm composure right now, because they knew that there was a fight that was brought to them. They took it. They found the best position to maneuver around it, and they managed to come out ahead with a 2v2 trade. When you're a team that's behind, that's any trade that you will take at any point of the match. So
you're absolutely right. I think SF5 here are reacting to the lackluster split push by BKT quite well. BKT here, despite sending G4 to the bottom lane multiple times, they have failed to pressure any other area of the map. Reason being is that there's actually not much wave clear on the side of BKT outside of G4. And if G4's out split pushing, it's just going to be Lloyd who needs to constantly use those buckshots to clear. So that push is going to be rather slow and not matching the timing of that one. Oh, 77X.
Yeah, 77X fighting
there we go.
Weird position. And now Optimus right at the front. Lloyd's going to bring him down. Let's Bounce is going to come into play. Equalizer not having the best effect. BKT finds a one pick off of Optimus by just him being too forefront with his positioning. BKT might just look to capitalize. They have a huge window to take down this turret. They would be able to do so. Question is, can they take the inhibitor turret? That is the more important objective that they want to focus on.
Yeah, way too anti that on the initiation. Optimus puts himself in a very bad position. Jinky jumps in now.
That's right. G4 still very healthy off of this one though. Lloyd all the way to the front. He knows that he has enough damage. Minus as well as Uzi just forced off from the front. We do see the little bloblets come around, and 77X is going to pick up the kill.
Minus might pick out a kill here.
Yeah, Minus is going to pick up the kill onto Valen off of those ricochet shots as well. So they will manage to fend off BKT for now onto the inhibitor turret.
The Uzi Minus combo has been really spectacular this entire game. Uzi has been peeling for every single of their carries like a boss, and right now the boss here is Minus. He's just been kiting backwards. Uzi has just been using the Eye of the Storm, using the Monsoon, using the Howling Gale. Make sure that Minus cannot be jumped onto, and G4 has not been successful in jumping onto Minus. Every time he tries to, he gets hit by Howling Gale, he gets hit by a Zephyr, he gets hit by the Monsoon. He has to try to go in again, and Minus has just been kiting backwards so well.
Yeah, this just proves why Uzi is such a huge asset to the SF5 lineup. Not only is he good in hard-hitting initiating supports like Thresh, like Leona, but he's just so good at mastering all this sort of utility champions as well.
Really good stuff. Dragon number 3 is now live, at least the third dragon for both these teams. BKT is not in a position to contest this, and now with the dragon's flight movement, movement speed buff, Minus here will have a lot more potential to kite backwards, and SF5 have a lot more initiation potential.
Oh!
Wow!
Watch out for Optimus though. That's right, on the back end.
There we go, collateral damage.
That's right, 77X looking to collapse down. Good position from Jinky to actually disrupt the initiation for 77X. But Optimus, once again, just getting caught out in positions that he shouldn't be in, and that's causing a lot of trouble for SF5 to actually work with.
Yeah, it's interesting. He played such a good RE game we saw in the previous series against 269. I say good because he really did. He was really quite showy in that set against 269, and BKT was like, okay, we'll give you the RE. We can easily deal with it, and deal with it they did.
Oh, BKT gonna start things at the Baron.
Baron's gonna go down really slowly though.
Yeah, that's right. And I think what they wanted to do
is good timing. G4 is at the bottom, split pushing.
Yeah, SF5 actually not around the position though. What a rare opportunity that BKT is working with right now. So they will take the Baron for themselves, uncontested.
Yeah. And G4 might want to swing into the mid lane here. There's a lot of pressure being put onto the bottom lane. The top lane now, the turret should be able to go down to the Bangkok Titans. And right now, Bangkok Titans can actually fight SF5 with the Baron buff here. They can group up, they can force the fight to come out, and they might even get a few more objectives off of this one. One turret goes down already in the time that BKT had the Baron buff, and G4 is still pushing on in.
Yeah, we'll see what's going to be the decision right here. Optimus sent to defensive duties here against G4.
Even got the distortion enchantment on his Mercury Crit.
And Jinky gonna get locked out for a little bit. Here
Equalizer.
comes the Equalizer. Gonna split the team out for a bit. Jinky actually using the Let's Bounce to get away from harm's way. And now G4, so much burst damage down onto Optimus. They will crack apart the bottom lane inhibitor turret, but G4 finds himself in a lot of trouble. And indeed he does. Optimus is gonna seal the deal right here, having enough damage to burst G4 down, and that might be the signal for BKT to back off of that top lane because of the numbers disadvantage.
They do have to back off from this one, but do note that Bangkok Titans here have picked up an inhibitor turret from the death of G4, and I think that is very well worth it. Now, BKT just needs to constantly keep up the pressure here when facing this SF5 team, because SF5, they have the ability to, they are just on the cusp of completing a few more core items. I'm waiting for that, not the locket, but not only the locket from Uzi, but also the Righteous Glory that should come out from Jinky right now. I'm not sure what he's trying to build here. And Azizi as well. The Zhonya's Hourglass is going to be pivotal in their victory. Azizi just gets busted down too quickly. Optimus needs his Zhonya's Hourglass as well. He gets busted down too quickly. There's no real front line for SF5 outside of Jinky here. And BKT is just abusing that fact, bursting down Optimus, bursting down Jinky. Minus has just been holding his own kiting backwards just so well. And BKT is still holding the Baron buff. 1 more minute before it expires. Can they get even more out of that objective?
Not to mention a 10,000 goal lead for BKT as well. And I'm also quite curious as to what Lloyd is going to build into. He has that Fate up his sleeve. So we might just see a pretty different item build coming up from Lloyd in this case. But we'll see what he eventually goes with here. Righteous Glory coming out from Velen, of course, very helpful. That's been a pretty pivotal play for BKT at this stage.
We've even got this bottom lane pushing now into the explosive inhibitor. They just want to take this down as much as they can, especially with the super minions here. Not the super minions, but the empowered Baron buff minions. And BKT here just wants to put more pressure onto the map before Dragon respawns.
That's right, they got to bulldoze their way down. They should be able to take this one
easily.
That's right, and they will open up the bottom lane super minions for themselves. Jinky looking to jump in though. Not gonna quite get the crowd control down onto BKT, and good thing going for SF5 is that their top lane is pushing for them, so BKT might need to move around to that area rather soon. But it looks like they have their eyes set on something else. Like you mentioned, Dragon is coming up in about 1.5 minutes.
They need to get vision down though.
That's right.
No more wards on the side of the Bangkok Titans. They're not even backing off just yet. G4 still has his teleport available, so he can be the one sent to split push in the top lane. And he's a great duelist right now. He's still a great duelist. Zhonya's Hourglass finally completed onto Optimus here.
Yeah, that's going to make a whole lot of difference. If you see, or rather if you have seen in the last 2 engages, he was just taken from 100 to 0 almost instantaneously. Now he at least has that
split second reaction. He can turn invulnerable for about 2 seconds.
And that might be what SF5 need in order for the rest of the team to regroup. Because once Minus finds that he has the cooldown available for On The Hunt, they can just pop that, everyone get into place, and that's how SF5 is gonna get everyone grouped up again for the team fight.
Yeah, SF5 here need to make picks with Jinky and Optimus. And they need to make good teamfight calls with Azizi and Jinky. So Jinky is going to play a very pivotal role here. He's 3, 4, and 6 and hasn't been landing the cleanest elastic slingshots. So I'm a bit worried for him here. He did manage to get first blood, cast your minds back, really good gank, but that was made easy here. And now right now,
oh my goodness, G4
missing it again.
That's right, but he's all the way by himself though, and the TP coming in from Azizi as well. We will see G4 getting picked up, and now BKT coming in 1 by 1. Will this be the mistake that BKT does not want to make? Looks like that's going to be the case. Death Charge is going to buy some time for the rest of BKT to back off here. Jinky still looking to chase though. Where is he going to jump to? He's going to look forward to
it's going to be Dragon.
That's going to be the Dragon that SF5 wants to take for themselves.
Yeah, again, like I said, this Jinky not doing the best job in terms of, you know, throwing down the elastic slingshot. That was a lot of damage that G4 managed to put out before he went down. Thank goodness for SF5, BKT was nowhere near the vicinity of G4's body to actually back that one up within the stasis of the Zhonya's Hourglass. And right now, SF5 here on the cusp of making a comeback. They have one more Dragon stack to take before they go for the 5 full burn and double aspect of the Dragon buff.
I do not want to be overly optimistic though, because BKT is still leading with about 9,000 goal lead.
Oh, yeah.
They do have that bottom lane open up for themselves, but this is a showing of BKT. They need to be very, very careful with how they allocate their manpower right now. The good thing about having this double TP is that you can make a lot of those plays happen in the early to mid-game stages when you have, you know, two men pushing by themselves. You have this gang coming in, then suddenly it makes it a 4v3 situation. But right now we're at a stage where BKT, if their members are not together, you have the TP coming in. It's going to take a few seconds to channel, and by then the team fight might have ended.
Yeah.
So that's something that BKT needs to be very careful of.
Yeah, we have to see SF5 here, a very resilient team. If you watch their semi-final game against 269, no matter how far they were behind, they constantly grab on in. And now, right now, Optimus coming, jumping the jump.
Oh, that's right. The Equalizer is going to get dropped to split up the team as well. G4 is going to come in with the Elastic Slingshot, and now Warlock is going to come in on the back end. Huge Equalizer, or rather, Cataclysm is going to come in. Minus gets 1 kill, and Azizi focused down on the back end here. Jinky still peeling for the rest of the team. Lloyd gonna use the quick draw to get back around, and now Lloyd finds himself in the middle of 3 members of SF5. That's gonna be the double kill, only to get shut down by Minus. Now it's gonna be the tank going up against the AD carry and the jungler, the Vengeful Maelstrom. How much is he gonna do?
There we go.
He does pick up the kill onto Minus, and Jinky, the last Jello man alive.
That's right, that was a really crazy play. SF5 called out BKT in a 4 versus 5 scenario, even a 3 versus 5 scenario, before actually G4 as well as Warlock joined the fight. Bottom lane is pushing, that's not going to come out anytime soon. The inhibitor, the Nexus should not fall. Jinky should be able to respond to this really quickly. Top lane is pushing for SF5. They get for the 5-for-4 exchange, but I have to say that again, not enough damage coming from SF5. They could have cleaned it up so much better. And you saw that the moment the Zodiac Hourglass were hit by both Azizi and Optimus, they could continue to output the damage in the midst of that Zodiac's Hourglass, reset their cooldowns, come on back in. Optimus was really big, pushing out G4 instantly at the start of that fight as well. And Jinky here, a little greedy, wanted to push the mid lane, could not save that turret in time.
Yeah, that's right. One Nexus turret is going to fall. So SF5 on the brink of a comeback, like you mentioned, off of that last team fight. But they still have to be very, very careful of that gap that is opened up for themselves, or rather open for BKT down in that bottom lane. Luckily for them, the inhibitor has respawned, so at least they will have a small layer of protection to work with. But then again, BKT...
Yeah, take a look at this. This team fight here coming up. G4 instantly puts himself in that area. Azizi just chased. He was Zhonya's and create that zone of control around the area. Wait for his cooldowns to come back up. G4 jumps on into the fight. Optimus now joins in here. And take a look at this. Optimus lands it onto 7X. Will finish him off later on. And he actually tries to snipe away Lloyd here. But look at how tanky Warlock is actually right now. He is just so extremely tanky. Lloyd being alone, no one to peel for him. And Warlock will try to finish off as many members as possible. The Vengeful Maelstrom will be popped now. Absorb as much damage as he can, taking down Minus in the process. Jinky nearly went down as well.
Yeah, that's right. A very close fight in close quarters for these two guys. And it goes to show SF5 still has what it takes to pose a threat towards BKT. But BKT right now, let's see what they will choose to do, because in that particular fight, I feel like a couple of members were a bit late to the party, and the Cataclysm, even though it was well placed, did actually block out the road and create some sort of protection for SF5.
Oh, BKT goes in.
That's right, Azizi gonna get called out. Here comes the Zhonya's down as well. Monsoon's gonna come into play. 7X still at the front line here. Gonna get taken down by Azizi. The focus now onto Jinky. He still has his passive over here. G4 gets taken down by Minus on the back end, and here comes Optimus coming in with the Zhonya's Hourglass. Both mid laners are now down. 2-for-2 exchange between SF5 and BKT.
Yeah, do you see the amount of damage that actually popped from Warlock's Vengeful Maelstrom, as well as the buckshot coming out from Lloyd? That chunked every healthy member on the side of SF5 down so low, and this is why Maokai is such a beast right now in the current meta. If you play a team comp that deals a lot of damage, that can't stretch through the armor and the health of Maokai, he's gonna absorb that. Oh my goodness,
wow, what a play from Lloyd! He's gonna flash in, and he's gonna survive as well. What a play from Lloyd, and you saw the risk that he took. He just flashed and he gave No hoots to, you know, SF5 right there. He said, you know what, you want to come? I'm going to give it to you. And that's exactly what they did. BKT will be rewarded with that play, with the Baron buff as well. Thank you guys, and they're going to back out of that.
And Azizi there just took a mouthful. They ate a mouthful of shotgun pellets in the face. Lloyd with the manly plays here. He's a manly man playing a manly champion.
This guy, man, he's just like, I'm gonna flash in there and
he
kill all
just sold his tier 2 boots, by the way.
Yeah, I think he sold his Phage as well.
No, he changed it to the Triforce.
Okay.
He sold his tier 2 boots, builds the Zephyr, and this is how confident this man is.
Manly
so
man.
Confident. They don't even have a Janna on their team to give them that passive move speed buff. Where's the Righteous Glory on the side of SF5 right now? That's my question. They have such a good initiating team. They don't really need the Righteous Glory, but I feel that, you know, they want to try to disengage here. It's one of those tools that they can use for some disengage, and Monsoon might not be enough right now, and BKT has stopped the Dragon momentum coming in from the side of SF5, takes one back on their own, and right now with the Dragon's flight buff, they will be able to maneuver the map, and G4 here, you do expect him to come up on that split push duty very soon.
Alright, everyone calm down a moment here. We have a pause.
It's okay, it's just a pause.
It's an apt pause, I feel. I think this is one of the most exciting ways to kick off the grand finals.
With hardcore analysis during the pause?
No, I'm just saying, you know, this is probably one of the most exciting games that I've watched throughout the course of 2 days. I mean, the one with Zotac 269 and SF5.
The last game.
The last game was pretty exciting, but I think this one tops it.
Yeah. I have to say, there we go.
I just hope that the rest of the series will be able to deliver.
Yeah.
With this sort of, you know, caliber.
We'll see. Really interesting team comps. Like I said, SF5 here have long-range initiation. They can use it. However, they just keep on getting initiated onto. BKT here have the instant burst. The instant CC that comes out from the Maokai, from the Nollas, and from the Java. And right now, with the Baron buff, this is going to be inhibitor turret number 2 going out.
That's right. BKT just going to brute force their way down. Lloyd going to fire off of
there we go.
And G4 was looking like the focus for Optimus right there. But that Zonya's Hourglass just so helpful to negate that initiation.
Yeah, in the open spaces as well. SF5's team comp don't do as well. They need to play the jungle skirmish. They need to use the choke points of the equalizer as well as the elastic slingshot and the let's mount. It's really going to be on to Jinky this game. Haven't really seen Jinky play all too much Zac, and so far his elastic slingshot has been very mistimed. He doesn't go in with the spectacular elastic slingshot into the let's bounce combination. Inhibitor in the mid lane goes down already. They've set their sights onto the second inhibitor right now.
Yeah, in fact, this is going to be the first time he's playing, and here now Jinky right smack in the middle. Gotta use the let's bounce, but has already taken so much damage. Monsoon being popped, and 7X is going to try to zone off Optimus. And here comes G4 on the back, and Lloyd still staying alive though. He's going to be the man that we're watching out for. Void does eventually go down, and that's the triple. That's the quadra. Will it be the penta? It's the pentakill!
Yeah, that's right. You got the pentakill coming out from Minus. He and the Warded Silver kited back so well. And BKT just picking up too much here. They could not bite off SF5's head right there. And that was very much because they were very greedy. And right now, 51 minutes into the game, this could very well be the Nexus turrets for SF5. They have Miners that's still alive.
They are going to end the game. They are going to end the game. 40-second death timers for SF5. I think they have what it takes, and
I don't know. Jinky's taking a lot of damage here.
I'm not too sure what we're witnessing right here. The pentakill from Minus.
They have no minions. The minions are coming in now. Minus with the Blood
Oh my goodness.
will be chunking down the very first Nexus turret.
That's right. First Nexus turret is going to fall. The second one is going to sure to follow. And everyone, I hope you're giving a huge round of applause to Minus. That pentakill turned things around from SF5 at the 52-minute mark. SF5 secures the first game of the best of 5 series.
My question is, take a look at this one. Look at, this is already at the end of the fight. Minus completely untouched in that one. They get the pentakill. My real question is, how crazy, How crazy is the crowd in Vietnam right now? SF5 with one of the most, not just one epic comeback from yesterday, they get a second comeback, and this is just the opening game of the grand finals here.
Alright.
Don't know why we're showing that endgame shot of the Nexus exploding, but still, Minus here, just fantastic stuff.
Look at the players right here.
SF5 here, it's so calm.
I would just jump out of my chair and
Chris, you have to remember, they're professional players. They know,
that's why I'm not a professional player.
They know that it is the best of 5 series, the first game in the best of 5 series. BKT right here, they're really shaking their heads. The game was in the bag, and they gave it away. They didn't only give away the game, but they gave away a pentakill to Minus.
I think both teams have a lot to take away from game number 1. For BKT, they really had what it took. You know, if you think about it, all throughout that game itself, they had most of the advantages, but one